Hi friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Ashley and I am a mom of three, a 5-year-old, a 2.5-year-old, and a 5-month-old. This is our first year homeschooling and I thought it would be fun to start documenting it on YouTube. In this video, I wanted to do a little update because we've now been homeschooling for about 5 months and I wanted to just talk about what we have done in the past, how it worked, and what we're going to be doing for the rest of the school year. So a little bit about us is that I am a first generation homeschooler, I guess you could say. I was not homeschooled myself and I actually don't even know anyone who was homeschooled, but we decided for preschool that we were going to try everything out. We were excited about the opportunity and wanted to see how it would go, and so far things have gone really well and I'm really excited to continue homeschooling. So right around the time when we were going to start preschool with my son, I was actually 9 months pregnant or newly postpartum, however you want to look at it. So I decided to, instead of starting like traditionally in August or September, we pushed out the start date till October. I've always heard online that everyone is so like loose with homeschooling preschool, and I figured we could be the same. We could start a month later. It's not really a big deal. We could go a month longer if we needed to, whatever. So that's how we started. And then we started our first month. We were just doing some little activities here and there with some workbooks that I had at home, but I didn't have any kind of official curriculum or anything that I was following. When I was trying to figure out what exactly he needed to learn in preschool, I did some research and I didn't come across actually that he should be learning all of his letter sounds, just that he should know his letters, he should be able to count, he should be able to write his name, things like that. But as I've gone through it and I've done some more research, I realized that by the end of preschool, I would like him to be able to know his letters and his letter sounds, or at least that's what some of the curriculum expect of him when he's starting in kindergarten. So that's the goal for the rest of this year. The first little bit of preschool, he has learned quite a few letter sounds, and he sort of already knew all of his uppercase letters before we started preschool, but he's learning lowercase letters now. He is still learning his letter sounds. He doesn't know quite all of them yet. So after that first month, once I realized that just working out the workbooks weren't going to cut it quite how I wanted it to be, and after we were a bit more out of the newborn haze, it was, I think my daughter was now 2 months old or so, I came across the Gather Round homeschool curriculum. Once I found this, I thought this was perfect for our first little bit of preschool because it was very manageable because, you know, I still had a tiny baby at home. I was still very tired, but it was something a bit more structured, something that I could follow, which was really helpful. And the lessons were short. They were geared towards my son's interests because he really loves animals. So that was really helpful. I loved that it had a little Bible lesson, and then it had 3 short worksheets that I could just sit down and work on it with him. So that went really well. We loved that. I actually reviewed the curriculum that we used. It's technically one of 4 parts. I will link that below if you're interested in seeing how we liked the curriculum overall. But we didn't quite feel like it was comprehensive enough to teach him all of his letter sounds. And I say more in the video. I'm not going to go into all of it now since I already did that video, but I thought it was really good, but I wanted something a bit more for this next little bit. So my daughter is now 5 months old, so she is sleeping a lot more. I can think a bit more through what I want to do with him, and so I wanted to share what we're going to be doing for the next half of preschool. So for this second semester, I keep thinking of it in my head, we are going to continue on with the rest of the Gather Round curriculum. It's technically the 4th part. So there's parts 1, 2, 3, and 4. I started my son on part 3 when we first started preschool because technically the full curriculum, all 4 parts, goes through the letters twice. So the first 2 focus on a lot of like pre-writing skills, and then the second time you go through the letters, you are practicing actually writing the letters. So I wanted it to be a bit more advanced in that sense, so I picked the third part. So I do think that if he had gone through the numbers and letters twice, I think it would have been better, but we didn't have like that kind of time, so I only picked the third. This is the fourth one, so this is the rest of the alphabet that he didn't learn in the first set. The first one was called In the Jungle. This is In the Air. I mostly kept with this. I mean, we did really like it. I really liked the science lessons and the Bible lessons, like I mentioned, but I kept it largely because my son really, really enjoyed learning in this format and learning about animals, and there's a ton of animals in this curriculum as well. So this is kind of our main curriculum, I would say. And then I bought the Good and the Beautiful preschool curriculum to supplement the Gather Round, to really solidify the letters and the letter sounds that they make, so that when we go to start learning how to read, he has like a rock solid foundation. He knows all of his letters and the sounds that they make like really well. And so far it hasn't been too repetitive. He still is enjoying this one because it's a different format. It comes with games, that sort of thing. So that's really fun. I really like the way this is set up. I love the look of it all. It really lives up to its name, The Good and the Beautiful. And then I also picked up this little pre-writing worksheet, workbook, whatever you want to call it. And he actually surprisingly really likes this. He isn't crazy about handwriting. He hasn't really loved doing it, but he likes this because it has a lot of really fun pictures of like animals and that sort of thing, and he enjoys it. I feel like he doesn't even realize that he's like doing handwriting practice. He's just having fun, which is always a goal. And then I picked this up, which this I'm probably most excited about. I wanted to get this in the beginning when we started preschool, but the reason I didn't was I wanted to keep things simple back then, and technically the Gather Round has math, but he seems ready for a bit more advanced math, and I figured if we have to go through this really slowly, since it's kindergarten math technically, comes with this really cute math box. If you haven't seen this, it's got 3 cars, some dice, counting sticks, and a couple little game pawns. My son absolutely loves this, honestly. We've done like 2 lessons a day so far. Technically in the very beginning it's quite easy, and it's gonna get a little bit harder, so as we get into it a bit more I might have to slow down, but as of right now he just wants to keep going because he's having so much fun. So that is amazing. So our goals for the rest of this year are just to try to, like I said, really get the letter sounds solidified in his brain so that he knows exactly what they are. And then we'll have to see about summer and if we're going to be working through the summer or what we're going to do. I will keep you updated on that. I have to do some research on pros and cons of it all, and I think we'll probably keep up with some learning throughout the summer because he asks like almost every day to do school. So I don't think he'll love it if we stop for like 3 months or anything. So we might just have to pare it down. And then I will be doing a video in the fall of what we're going to be doing for the fall curriculum. We'll see, I guess, how far we get through this math book. If we continue doing this through the summer, maybe we'll pick up Math 1. I'm not sure, but I am also buying the Sunlight curriculum for basically just literature and Bible. I guess technically it is history, but I am starting my sons on the 3 to 4 level because my middle son is going to be 3 this year, and I want to try to keep them on the same curriculum. So I'm really excited about that, but stay tuned. I'm going to do some videos on all of that sort of thing, on Sunlight, how we chose which curriculum to pick and why we picked it and all of that sort of thing. But yeah, that's how the first half of preschool is going. Like I said, it is going really well. I'm really enjoying it. It seems that my son's really enjoying it. And yeah, if you would like to subscribe to follow along, to keep up with our journey, I'd love to hear from you. If you are homeschooling, if this is your first year as well, how it's going, all that sort of thing, leave a comment below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!